whatever your situation is, there's always going to be somebody out there who's in worse situation than you are. And so that's kind of what I've been thinking about lately. Cause like, not
Right.
like, believe me, I mean, there are definitely a lot more people out there going through a whole lot more than we are. But,
Mm,
we just kind of think sometimes that, wow, am I going to get past this situation, or is this thing going to pass?
mhm.
So, you know, um, I did my live this morning at 7 o'clock,
Okay.
and um, and then later on, I was thinking, my husband came down, he did his, and he usually does. He actually gets on his knees every morning and he prays, and I always like, okay, Lord, I'm praying. But this morning, I felt like an
Mm.
unction to just like put the blanket on the ground and just like to lay prostrate on the ground.
Amen.
And and so then I was thinking, because it's like I'm not like the world is in such a place that it's like I'm not sad or miserable. I just want more or something different. It's like you're waiting for a shift change, or
Right.
something. And
Mhm.
so it's like, praying for my relationship with God. And then you have your husband that you got to pray for. And then you want to have good relationship with your children. And then, uh, then you're praying for, Pop because he keeps falling. And then mom is living alone, basically, off and on, what I'm saying. And
Right.
then, and then I know that I still have a son who's under 20. Well, he'll be 20 in a minute, under 21. And still, it still needs attention, still, needs, they all need love, always. We all,
Of
even
course.
we need love.
Mhm.
So you just think of all those things, and then the home, and there's always something. And then after I finished doing all that, and I looked at my phone, and there was this lady who, her and her husband had just gotten married, and the date, September 29th, 2024, or whatever, the guy
Uh-huh.
said, her husband said that day changed everything. Like that date is cemented in their head. And she got into a car accident, and she's like trying to learn how to walk. She went
Oh,
200 days without talking. And
my
so
Lord.
that just puts your whole life into perspective. It's like, we're like, where,
Mm.
because we all have situations, but
Right.
to be married and to be young and not to have any children yet, and she went 200 days without even talking.
Wow.
And thank God that he is a godly man. She's a godly woman. They were a beautiful couple. And so now he's helping to, I guess they were just on a really popular show that I used to watch when we used to have TV, when we used to watch TV, like one of those, I can't even
Talk shows?
say again.
One of those talk shows?
It wasn't really a talk show. It was like Entertainment Tonight type of thing, but it wasn't Entertainment Tonight. It was one of those type of things.
Mhm.
And he said for him and his wife to look up and see that they were actually on the television because they were doing her story was just, surreal. And
Right.
so she, like I said, she actually is starting to talk now. One of the first things that she said was, he said, "Do you love me?" And she said, "Yes." And he said, "Do you hate me?" And she said, "No." And then he said, "What's your name?" And I think her name was like Kenyatta or something like that. And so he said, "Just say Key. Can you say Key?" And she said, "Key." And he said, "This might not seem like a lot to you all, but the fact that my wife couldn't speak for 200 days or something like that, and that
Right.
she could say those 3 words, I mean, you couldn't watch that clip without tearing up if you're a human, you know?"
Right.
And then they showed the beautiful pictures of them traveling different places before this happened. And actually, I don't even, she doesn't look like the same person to me at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Takes a
uh,
toll on your body, everything, your mind, your brain. It's her
yeah,
brain is relearning everything.
right, exactly. And that's what she had, some kind of situation
Traumatic,
with her whole brain.
traumatic brain injury. Mm-hmm.
And she named it exactly. But said they were on a different couple show, and he's like, "Have you ever asked God like why?" He's like, he had a really good answer. And that this man is such a very strong man. And the way it started off, he said that he said, "Oh, I surprised my wife, but I was late to her therapy appointment." That's how it started off. And so I'm like, he's late to her appointment. And then when it showed her trying to sit in a machine, and the machine was trying to stand her up, like it's like like a robot type of thing. And she's encased in this thing, and she's standing up, and she's trying to walk, and she's just like so soft spoken now, soft spoken. Thank you. Oh, I mean, it melts your heart. And
Right.
I think Was it on? I think it was on Instagram, so I'm not even sure if I could find it on TikTok or whatever, or
Mhm.
YouTube. But
But it's a blessing to be able to have empathy. You can feel, what they're going through, and there are people nowadays that don't have a stitch of empathy, sympathy, nothing at P, right?
yeah, yeah.
And it does put things your our lives in perspective. We have so much to be thankful for,
Hmm.
and in a split second, your life can totally change.
And that's exactly
And
what he was saying.
but to have someone that faithful and dedicated, and that spiritually, filled to like not dump you at your lowest point because it is better or worse, you know, um, you
It's
know,
it's not what they. It's definitely not what they planned. You
that
know.
is no one plans for that, right?
No, no. So I don't
Um,
even know. I should have sent it to you that way I could find it easily. You know how I told you
right.
sometimes we just send stuff to each
Yeah.
other.
Uh-huh.
Um, so actually, let me see if maybe I said. I think I sent it to my husband. So let me see. Maybe I can just hold my phone up because it was very. The first part of it was very short.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, it just like I said, sometimes you just need that checks and balance type of thing.
Right.
You know. So that was definitely a and we all have it's okay for us to have a moment where we're like, oh wow, I'm not saying woe is me or whatever, but just having a moment and it kind of checks you in
Hmm.
a good positive way.
Hmm.
But yeah, sometimes I'd be sending my husband stuff and it was like, no, that was nowhere. And then it's like, well, did you send it in Instagram? Did you send it in TikTok? Did you send I'm like, you almost have to take a note of where you sent the note to to somebody.
I understand.
Yeah. So with that all being said, so what did you do? I mean, we don't do anything. We didn't do anything yesterday. What did you guys do? Did you guys gather?
Actually, we went to the country house, not to the we went to the country house, and all the kids that are here in Texas were supposed to come with their kids, but my second to the youngest grandson was sick, so that part of the family didn't come. But I had both my daughters came and my daughter's beau came, and we just kind of and then my oldest two grandkids came as well. So we kind of just like enjoying the scenery out there in the country and ate pizza because no one wanted to cook, and it was great. I said, no cooking? Yee, let's do it. So
I know,
usually like
right?
people do like hot dogs and hamburgers or whatever, or some beans or something. But now, I'm gonna do a meal on Saturday. And I had these three people that my daughter and her beau invited to church that keep coming back every Sunday. So, and every now and again, I'll say, hey, I could pop up your meal. I was doing it on Sunday, but Sunday's supposed to be a day of rest. So I said, come on Saturday, and I'll make some chicken and some collard greens and some yams, sweet potatoes, and we'll just kind of fellowship before and then go up merry way. That way, I can have my Sunday to woosah after service because I plan on praising the Lord as hard as I can, girl. I go hard to pay for Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally get that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I got my hair done. So I'm freshly done. I feel some kind of way about talking about my hair in this journey because well, and you're right. It does say, because of course it's a new person, new consultation.
Right.
Wait for the consultation, and then in the consultation is like if you're late or you miss the appointment, that's $150. Yeah.
They have to get some money out of it. Get their money worth for that's time. That's a slot.
So I don't know if you're
I'm still waiting for my slot to be refilled. Rescheduled. So I'm like, Lord, look, you see these edges. I'm like,
so did she get
Lord.
back to you?
She got back with me saying that one of the people that actually worked in her shop ended up is no longer working there. So now she's taking on that load and the load she had already, the extra load she already had, as it is. So now I my we were talking about offline that my hair is probably like a half an inch to an inch, and I am needing some assistance. Por favor.
Girl, I can't
She
even
said I
tell
have.
you online how much my hair costs because
Oh
because I had that inch and a half or whatever, at least an inch.
yeah.
And
Mm,
and then I think I need to like have I know it's in my calendar, but I need to have it on an index card so I don't have to like say, okay,
Yes.
when's the last time your appointment was? Because I believe it was before my daughter had the baby.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. I don't think it was after the baby. I think it was definitely before the baby. Because I knew I
Yeah.
was going to be there for a month.
Mm-hmm.
So March, April, May, June. Well, May.
Well, don't count March because you said before. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, before the baby. Girl, by the time I got about that chair, I'm like, can you take a payment off of 5 different cards? I didn't. It was almost like that for real. I mean, I just don't have 5 cards, but I was like,
Yeah.
can I wash your dishes? Do you have any clothes that I could wash? I mean, can I?
And keep in mind, I'm only 6 weeks. I'm thinking, oh Lord,
Girl,
I think I'm on week 7 right now.
honey, after
So
this payment, that was like half of a car payment.
girl, you
Come
better
on,
you better go on. You better go in there 6 weeks so it's not an arm and a leg and a rear end cheek.
I told her I was really starting to feel discouraged because my last two payments, car
Mm-hmm.
payments on my head, was like, can I afford myself? And I know in the name of Jesus, we absolutely can afford ourselves. And all we have to do is say, Lord, okay, Lord, help it to where I give me something, a creative idea to where we can't talk inflation down, but we can say, Lord, you can give me something, an idea so I can afford these things.
Offset that's right.
You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually heard that from Bishop T.D. Jakes one time. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to have he's been saying 7 streams of income for years. And so has my pastor from Tampa when I was in Tampa, that
Mm-hmm.
we all need to, and we don't really heed that like we should.
And we have about a good 3.5 years before it starts, possibly before it starts, taking even a more interesting turn, right? So long story
I
short
don't
is
know. I don't even know if we really have even that long, honestly.
right.
I really don't. Because shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, I went on ahead and did that. And I was like, Lord Jesus, I
Yeah.
know I do like this lifestyle of having the sister locks. And she's like, oh, so I tell people that they should be washing their hair every other week. I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna out myself.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, I'll up my game. That's all I basically said. But I was
Yeah.
like, and then I washed my hair on Friday for my consultation. And then she had me wash it again on Sunday before coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, look like you have some buildup back here. I'm like, I don't know how. I don't put anything on my hair,
Mm-hmm.
So it was I have to say it was very educational though, because she did actually do a slide presentation, yeah. She did a
Wow.
slide presentation
Okay.
and which was very informative. So I said to her, like, how do you talk to your people? How do you talk to your other sister lock people? And like have these conversations because I'm not trying to out. And then she had right here, she had to do some work because the person who did it last before her, which was the person that's like my third person actually.
Mm-hmm.
She had asked me, well, can I join some of your locks? And I'm like, after her having that long conversation with her about, my grid not being as clean as it should be and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so now the questions, the answer, you know what to ask or whatever before you go and sit in someone else's chair. Like, okay,
Right.
don't go joining. If they're married, see if you can gently separate them before they totally marry each other.
What?
How that's what it's called, like when they grow together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the last person said, well, I see some that are really, really tiny. Can I join them? And I'm thinking, okay, she's very, very also professional, very educated. But then I looked at, like, because I never had my part in the middle. There was one. They took one from here, one from here on opposite sides of the road and joined it in the middle of my.
No.
I said that felt so disrespectful. It just there because
Yeah.
I don't really have any other words. You trust the person, but you can't see the back of your head.
Right.
And she said they're joined in spots where they don't need to be joined. Like, yeah, they might have been tiny, but they were strong enough to live on to hang on their own. So
now they have to. So now they have to stay together.
No, she worked on this one, girl, and I paid for that one. That I paid. That was so she made sure that she did my whole head. She cleaned it all up, got the grid as straight as possible as she could.
Right.
And then she disconnected those and one other one. And I said, the other one, I'm going out of the country, possibly, you know, abroad. So when I get back, so I'm probably gonna have to find somebody when I get to the other side over where I'm going,
Right.
because I won't go longer than 6 weeks ever again. And that was way longer than 6 weeks because,
Yeah.
but the thing is, in the United States here now, it's just getting so expensive. It wasn't like that in the
Yeah.
beginning.
We need to go ahead and invest in that tool and take the class or go online. Shoot, at this point,
You know,
save
it's
some
like,
dollars. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot where, but I told you that I was going to look into a class, but now how do I find it? Like, do I have to zoom through my phone? Why do we think that we're going to remember something from 2 weeks ago? And now that thing I
I
saw was on
know.
the 29th and the 30th. And I'm
Oh,
like, how do I even begin to get back to that person's website? I should have.
so that's why I was trying to get a hold of you this weekend because we were supposed to do something before you actually went on that trip.
I know. And then my daughter's coming here with the baby. So
Okay.
you know how we have, are you going to do that plans for yourself though?
Oh, absolutely. I just didn't want to do it without you until I heard from you. So,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
no.
Oh, yeah, that's what you sent me. I looked back and I didn't see any other
Hmm.
phone calls from you, but I did see that one.
Hmm.
And I was like, y'all will come in, even though I don't celebrate my born day like that, but he's coming for a class that he's doing on this end, and she's bringing the baby, and so they're gonna be here for like a week, which means that
Mm.
so then my husband, that kind of puts me in a frenzy too, because you want to clean the house, you got to get motivated. I have
Listen,
to stop saying that because I've been listening to a few different really good podcasts and YouTube pages. It's like, if you wait to be motivated to exercise, if you wait to be motivated to clean your house,
hmm,
it is not going to happen.
right.
So you just got to muster up yourself
Yeah.
and just do it. And then because I'm talking to you, it's
Hmm.
not that easy to just say just do it. Like when
Hmm.
people say, "Well, just do it," it's like you have no idea what you're saying. The words and the power
Yeah.
of just do it. You know.
It's annoying, but you try not to, it's like if it was that easy, then it'd been done already, right? Just so, but yeah, but it is something about just being intentional. Like I've been trying for the last 4 days to straighten up my room, because I have a lot of clothes to fold up and put away, and things keep happening, So yesterday was and then so yesterday, not only did I go out to the country to have that little pizza meal with my family, I left and got home. No, I left and went to the gas station on the way home. I said, "Oh, I'm half tank. I better go ahead and gas up because these prices are real, right?" So I opened up my pocket. I opened up my phone and I'm looking around for my pocketbook. Could not find my pocketbook. And keeping in mind, I went to the gas station by my home. I had already gone 40 minutes, 45 minutes out, from the country, and
Mm.
I only have 10 minutes left to my house, right? And
There's something about us using going to the gas station closest to our house. It's like it feels like home. It feels like comfort. Because
right,
I did the same thing coming back
yeah,
from Friday,
mhm,
getting my hair done.
right. So I got to the pump, and I'm thinking, "Oh my lord, I just waited in this line all this time to get to the pump because that's the Sam's." Can I just tell you that the Lord always has a ram in the bush? Although I could not find my pocketbook anywhere. I had my Sam's card in the phone. I said, "Thank you, Lord," because I mean, it was a holiday. It was jam packed. You had that bumper to bumper just to get to the pumps, right? So I got there. I'm like, but then yeah, So I'm like, okay, thank you, Lord, for that. So now,
So how do you
I'm
pay for it?
thinking
You had your Sam's card. That means you had cash, and you happen to have your credit card with you.
I have my Sam's card. I just said charge it to my Sam's card,
Okay.
charge it to the card.
Mm.
So I paid for it. I went home, dropped off food for Pop, got him situated here, and went back to the country for my pocketbook. Right, girl, I got there, looked all around. My pocketbook was not there. Keeping in mind that's a whole 50 minutes
One way.
one way. So now I'm like, oh Lord, I need your help because I had no idea where it was. And then the thought of me being home and leaving home and going all the way back to the country and it not being there, my heart just sunk. So now I'm thinking all these things. Well, I saw this guy driving by and he was going driving by slow, because couldn't possibly be all of me, not Audra, right? Oh, I'm sorry. And hi, I'm Audra.
And I'm Nubia. Thank you for
We
being
are
here with
sister.
us.
We are on the sister chat. You can see right now we're in chit chat and forgot to tell you who we were.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, so I get out there, it's not there. I come home and I'm like, Lord, I need your help. I'm looking everywhere. This time I didn't tear the house up, but lo and behold, I'm looking everywhere though, high and low. And it was sitting on the dresser, just as nice and neat, in a place exactly where I'd never put it.
And that's the part that I don't like. As we get older, I'm like, why would I take my phone and put it on the corner edge of a dining room table where the color matches my phone or whatever? Just or why would I take it and put it like next to the refrigerator door on the why?
Yeah,
I see you
yeah.
just sit there for a second and you're like, okay, I'm right here for a second. And then I'm just saying, people don't even tell you about
Getting older, right?
you
But not
know,
only that, but I know, I'm like ginkgo biloba or some walnuts. Something
empty
needs to be implemented
nesting
on
and
a regular regimen every day. You know,
yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
They say
So
that your brain is a muscle, and we have to stretch it and exercise it, work it. I'm thinking,
yeah, yeah. Oh, so I already had a little clicker for that one the whole time I was talking about our locks. Yeah. So I'm telling you, yeah. I just and then my husband's phone and my phone look alike. So that's I do have a purple case on mine now.
yeah,
Bird was flying awfully low and close to the window here.
hmm
But yeah, so we do have to be intentional, even as to where I place stuff in my purse.
hmm
Because then you know that it's in the purse, but then you
yes,
get frantic, like, what did I do with it, or what side of the purse? There's
hmm
purses that have little categories that you can even have dividers in your purse to keep yourself organized, and you take that
mm,
out from there and put it into the next purse, whatever.
right, right.
But I'm like, Lord, help us because we're gonna have some good senior years. I'm claiming it right now in Jesus' name.
Amen, amen.
Um, so yeah, so I did eat. We ate gyros and from my favorite place right down around the corner. So you know what that when I say gyros and that salad that like that the salad that nobody else can beat. Man, I tell you that salad is something else. Because I've
The Greek
been
one? The Greek salad?
uh this time I did they have the Greek salad, but I got the harvest salad with shrimp.
Oh, my. That's the second time I've seen you do that or
Oh,
heard you.
girl, that's every time.
Yes.
That's like every time because they have really good pieces of chicken, but it's
Mhm.
really even though they're strips.
Yeah,
And I usually end up eating the rest of the salad the next day. But
right.
tell you what, there's something about lately not wanting to cook. It's like I need some broth, soup. I need lots and lots of water and some peanut butter crackers because I'm telling you, I'm not really, I just need to get those steps in. But as far as feeling like walking, so I'm like, Lord, what is that shift? I'm shifting.
Yeah.
We're all making a shift,
Mhm.
and
I'm making a shift back to crock pot. So I didn't tell you that when I came back to the house to get Pop situated and get him fed, um, I actually put dinner in the crock pot. It was chicken legs and peppers and onions and seasoned it up and da da da. Da. And when we came back, boy, we were like manja, manja, manja. And uh, I went upstairs to show Pop the food, and to my surprise, he was laying on the floor again. So I'm like, "Are you hurt?" He said, "No." I said, "So what's going on?" He said, I'm just gonna, I felt I was gonna lay here till you got here." I said, "I can't even."
was he on his back or was he on his stomach?
Did he have a pillow under his head? I'm trying to think whether he had a pillow, but he looked mighty doggone comfy, laying on the floor, just waiting, listening to his TV show just from the floor. So I
Wait,
sit here,
was he in his room or was he in the TV room?
media room. So it doesn't matter it doesn't matter which chair. That's the beauty of having regular recliners that don't lift up, because I told him, I said, do not lift your chair too high. If you lift it too high, you're going to slide your bottom right out of the chair. So okay, we've had the briefing like multiple times, right? And so I said, didn't I tell you that? He said, yeah, well, I tend to forget some things every now and again. He says, I said, okay. So I sat him up and I leaned him on the back of the chair. And so I didn't want to have to call anybody to ask again to help get him, off the floor. So I said, we ain't going to tell your doctor this one because you ain't hurt, and you just laying here. You just sit on the slide and lay down.
Slide, slippity
Slippery
slide.
slide.
You get a bunch of troubles when you're 9 to 5.
Cool. So now okay, there are back and neck issues in my body. You know what I'm saying? I know God's going to heal him if he wants to, and won't if he don't. But in my mind's eye, I can still pick him up. So I got the belt, put it around him, and I said, okay, well, I'm not gonna call anybody. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and you're gonna help me, get you up from the floor, right? And so he says, I ain't boo boo the fool. He said, I ain't boo boo the fool. We gonna wait here and call for help. I said, dang, to her, I must be boo boo. Hey, boo boo. So I called my daughter and her beau, and they were like, here, lickety split. But he said, nope, I ain't boo boo the fool. He said, I'm gonna wait for it.
For him to say he's gonna wait for the help, that part. Especially when he says that he doesn't remember some things late, often, or he doesn't remember some things. But that part, that part right there.
I put myself up. Like, first of all, I know I ought not be even trying attempting this. Like, don't try this at home kind of things, folks. And I'm like hyping myself up. He's like, yeah. No.
We're not doing that.
Oh Lord. So of course, wow. Joey's beau comes over and scoops him up, and I said, no, don't carry him to the room. I said, he's gonna walk. So we put him back on the chair, put the chair down at a reasonable, level, so it's not a slide. And then we stood him up from right there, and he used his walker to go back to the room because we gotta keep our body in motion, stays in motion. And we ain't gonna have him laying around in bed, and we ain't gonna have him laying around in no chair. He's gonna at least move once or twice in the day.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much his speed. And I just try to remember, not your speed, his. Not your speed. So he's content as long as you're holding on to the back of his pants, or you have a gate belt around him, to keep him stabilized, Mm-hmm. But it's just getting him to sit up from the chair. You kind of have to back and hold until he gets a grip, gets a hold of himself, and then he can kind of walk himself to the room, and you just kind of guide him. I'm gonna see the pants, but yeah. And then today I had an eye appointment. I finally broke down. I had not seen my doctor in probably about. I saw him 2 years ago. Saw them 2 years ago to get another pair of glasses, but it had really been like 4 or 5 years since my last. No, could have been. It was like 3 years from my last thing. I think you're allowed 3 years, and I was just within that window, like 2 years and some change, to where they allowed me to get another pair of glasses without having the whole physical thing done.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually broke down and actually paid. I paid $39 to have the test to check and see if you have diabetic eyes or whatever's going on, to see whatever ailments could possibly be wrong with your eyes. Now, of course, we're military, and they pay for my eye exams and all that. So mm-hmm. I was like, what's through, community health, and I'm grateful for that. So I don't have to, pay for the exam itself, just for that extra I asked for.
But my dear, we got to stop waiting a long time to take care of ourselves, because
Mm-hmm.
But
so to my surprise, them glasses are definitely needed. I was like, okay. And my excuse was, I just got out of the shower, my eyes are a little red, maybe it's why it's a little blurry. Girl, I couldn't see that stuff. I was like trying real hard to see it.
But why? If it's gonna help you,
I was good with both eyes, but she asked me to cover up one. I'm like, So yeah, so I got glasses coming within 2 weeks. So, girl, I forgot how much glasses cost. So I got to.
So why did you go outside of the network, as the military would say?
Because they're actually like 2-3 miles from my house, and they have a good what do you call that, bedside manner. Okay. I kind of like them.
So
to Timbuktu, but I'm also not liking the price of what I'm paying for these glasses. But I asked for the prescription. She emailed it to me so I can take that same prescription and get another pair, for free, which kind of makes offsets the price that I'm just paying, the car payment I'm paying for the glass I'm getting right now.
Girl. Yeah, and you could, but there's a lot of I'm sure your daughters all wear glasses. There's websites online where you can get a
Just
good
just
pair.
just the oldest born, the firstborn, the number 3 girl, that child, she doesn't wear glasses.
Okay. Well, I'm saying that whoever wears the glasses, there are websites online that you can go to that have
Mhm,
really good prices for glasses. I could, you know, because I know that even my third daughter, she has different websites that she goes to because they're older and they're not able to be. Well, none of them really are on our military type of insurance anymore, except for my son. But
mhm,
yeah, I keep trying to find that video because it was really. I'll have to next time I think that I want to show something, I'm gonna have to key it up and just you know um,
really. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, so that's a good idea. You should do that, because you're
because
good at
even
that.
though
Mhm.
because when I try, sometimes it makes it moves at a slower rate when you're watching it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
even if you just had the website and everybody can go and watch it too on their own, just to support them, because, woo, girl, like I
Yeah.
said, that machine it pumped her up, and she had her arm in it, her leg in it, her whole body, and she was able to walk down the hallway. And then her husband's like, "How you doing? Is it hard?" And she said, "Yeah," in her very small, still voice.
Mhm,
But yeah, I tell you. So, we all have some things that we go through,
mhm.
but God is good.
He
We're
is.
focused. He watches over us. We're not really, really wanting for a whole lot of anything. And there are some people who are really going through it. I even
Mhm,
saw a lady that we used to follow each other on TikTok, and she's like, you know, I was a stay-at-home mom because it made more sense. Because I can remember you were there and I were there. It's like, as far as,
mhm,
does it make sense to have these little babies and then you buy all the groceries and you can't make the dinner and then you throw the food away and then your time is it's like so many things that we try and do all at one
mhm,
time. And
mhm.
so she said that her husband he's not able to like do overtime. Like, so his pay is just stuck at his pay. So there's not like a
Oh,
second job. There's not like overtime. And so she
right,
said that she may have to go back to work. And people are like, well, why did you leave in the first place? Because you think you can do it. But now, I have to, I know we both have to thank God because we're at an older age
right.
and our kids are out of the house,
Mhm.
in and out, whatever. But
Girl,
we don't feel it as much as these young couples are feeling it.
right.
Like, okay, wow, yes, eggs can be anywhere from $4 to $8, $4 to $10. I don't really haven't seen the high end of it, but that's
Mhm.
way higher than, especially when you had chicken eggs, and I had chicken eggs at one time, or you had chickens. So to hear these young people just trying to make do, and gas, and then so anyway, I don't mean for this to be not a complaining show, but I'm just saying that the people are going through it, and there are people who are in charge that are not in touch with how much a gallon of milk really does cost a
Yeah.
family of children, you know?
And as they say, they say you gotta pray for your town, pray for your city, pray for your state, pray for your nation. You gotta pray for the people that are over us. Whether it just pray. That's what
Yeah,
I say.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
And
let's
and, and I don't know. A lot of people think they just lay down and die. Long story short, there are so many people that fought for the right to vote. That to me is like, although I have a stance like Jesus for president is my kind of stance. I still feel like if I don't vote, it's like their vote, their fight to have the ability to be able to vote was in vain.
Yeah, I do understand that standpoint, but I
Mhm.
do understand that there's still, um, but they also voted for the right for me not to have to vote if I don't want to. I mean,
Yeah,
and saying that when you
yeah,
say that out in public, people get indignant and want to beat you up. So then where's the godliness in that? So I mean, but there are groups of people who don't vote. There are groups of Christian people who get
yeah.
together. And then they do not. They stay
Mhm.
neutral.
Right.
So because I've know people who are like that, and
Mhm.
they stay neutral. At first I could see, it does make you like, make you something up and you want to rise. But I'm like, God, like I was saying to the lady who did my hair, no matter who is in office next, Revelation said it's not going to get any better from here. So
Right.
they think that the next person who comes in is going to fix up and fix whatever the way that from what the mess that's going on right now.
We've been thinking that for centuries, right?
It's not, and it's not. That's not how it's going to work. The next person that comes in
For at
could
least
be
400 years, for sure.
the next person who comes in is just going to be just as equal.
Well, long story short, they don't allow, they don't work together. And that's why sometimes, I heard people say that there shouldn't be a party, and I see how that would make sense.
Because the parties, they argue on both sides, but then they go sit and have dinner. They're really friends. They're all
well, not only that, but they also fight against one another and make sure that nothing gets done.
Yeah.
If they're able to.
But it doesn't hurt them. It hurts the regular people.
Exactly. So okay, that's our politics for today.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I was on many different sites right around the election time, and reading the comment section, the people are brutal. So yeah. So like you said. But anywho, so wow, that was a lot. And just remembering, because sometimes Eve, you can be our age and still, it's like, Lord, what exactly is our purpose again? Can you get me back on course? Can you lead me in that direction that you want me to go? And I know that we're heading in that direction daily, but sometimes you're like, Lord, can we recalibrate?
Right.
Or can you make it clearer for me? So I always want to make sure that when we leave here, like we don't necessarily have to have a big old title, but that we're talking about the situation, but that we also say, Lord, we know that you are the solution.
You are in control. And he won't let anything happen that he has not authorized or allowed. So
and that we do have a purpose. We all do. We're just still working
it out.
And then you might have a short purpose, and then you figure it out and tweak it and go to the next purpose. I mean, I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
but the fact that people were, families were divided and separated because their family members were Republican and family members were Democrats. You are family. What you decide on what side should not negate the fact that you guys are family and you should agree to disagree. I don't know. So
I totally agree. But that's like even back when they had the CVID that had the code in front of it. Man, it's like if you did or you didn't, and it was breaking up families. It's like,
yeah.
And that's what the enemy wanted.
Exactly.
Because if he can't divide by black and white,
oh yeah, he can.
No money. Say again.
Oh yeah, he can.
Yeah, that's his goal though. He's always on guard to break things up, tear things apart. So
that's because that's how much he hates us and more.
Right. Well, and he wants us to be separated from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's that's his main function. But yeah. So I had that mean. So I, what else? I feel like.
What do you feel like?
Oh my God, your weather, at least if it's hot, it's been like from 70 to 50 to where it rained all weekend. So you're sitting in the house, you want to go out there and put a seed in the ground, but you're like, oh, it's so cold, so
it's cold.
I know you're like burning on fire over there, but we're like, so the day I had on 2 sweaters yesterday to go get my hair done, just in case her little shop was gonna be. I didn't know what it was gonna be, so I had 2 sweaters on, and I was able to pull one off. And then she had so we went air on or hot air on, then hot air off, and then air conditioner on. It was like by the time I left her shop, I looked up. I'm like, my watch says it's 70 degrees outside, and your shop says it's 75 degrees in here. So by the time I got to the car, I was taking everything off. I was like, okay, sundress on, because I have on a sundress under here that you can see. Cute little sundress from TikTok.
Yeah. Okay.
And it has that seersucker. Remember the seersucker material? Like that crunchy kind, whatever. So I was like taking both sweaters off and in my car driving back home, and I was like thanking God I didn't have to stop for gas. But yeah. So anyhow.
Well, today here is like 78 degrees. It's so beautiful outside. It's like it's kind of forecast, kind of like cloudy, but it's still so 78. Yes, this is like perfect weather.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let me see. Now I'm checking. I
Okay.
think that we're probably close to that because I haven't been out there yet. But my husband said when he left that it was
Mhm.
pretty nice out there. And my son just left about I don't know 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, so if it's like 77, 78 here, then in further in town it's going to be like warmer, like 2 or 3 degrees normally warmer
Girl,
for
it's
them.
75 degrees here.
Dang, almost the same East.
I know, right?
Yeah,
That's very rare.
it is. So for us, especially because right now it should be scorching like yesterday. You
So
know.
so if you decide to do something in
Uh-huh.
this next coming week, I'm not trying. I'm trying to talk around it. Are we going to be able to still do something on a Tuesday?
Yes, and it's already done. I already have the person coming. Papa's not going to the nursing home. He's got someone coming to the house to care for him. Praise Jesus. He's got to pay for it, but it's worth it because he can stay
Girl,
home in his own
and that's
environment.
not even necessary to say. You made
Okay.
it. You made it happen, and that's what it's for. I mean, you can't take the nuggets with you. You can't
Yeah.
take the chicken nuggets, the TikTok nut coins, and nothing. Nothing's
I
coming with
can.
us. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
and go and enjoy. And if I wasn't gonna have a house full,
Yeah.
and which I am looking forward to,
Hmm.
but yeah. So I'm just gonna have to, girl. I actually the last time I traveled because I've been traveling a lot this year.
Hmm. Yes, you have.
This time I put in organization looking for a person.
Hmm.
And there's a girl who went to a person's storage bin and organized the storage bin. Like she took clothes and stuff out of the house and she had them hanging on beautiful hangers and she had them in tote boxes in the storage house. I was like, so whenever I say to my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, I found another person. He's trying to understand. Like, why would you want to pay somebody to? Because if I cannot make that move, I'm
Hmm.
stuck. Then you hire help.
Yeah.
Even if it means we eat ramen noodles for the next. Look, I wouldn't touch ramen noodles now with a 10-foot pole, but
Yeah.
I'll eat some Asian or Korean or whatever ramen noodles because their noodles are real. Ours
Yeah.
have substance of similar to plastic in it, and it
Hmm.
settles in your stomach and sits there for a long time.
Hmm.
Um, all right, yeah, we're not trying to get ourselves kicked off of here, but that's the thing. Fact is fact, truth is truth. But where we are in our state of the union right now, you say stuff and it's like, next thing you know,
Me.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna let the algorithm figure that one out. Yeah,
uh,
but yeah, please take lots of pictures and oh gosh. And if I didn't just pay an airline ticket one way in my head for my
yeah.
hair,
Ah,
this was a round trip ticket.
mhm.
You know,
I understand.
you know what
I'm
I'm saying?
sorry. Yeah.
And yeah. So anyway,
Mm.
can you hear that noise?
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Motorcycle.
That's the only thing about this area, and it wasn't even a real motorcycle. It was like
Mo-
a moped with a lawnmower attached to it or something.
mini bike. Mini bike.
That's the only thing about the weather getting nice over here is that's what you hear, and you'll hear like
Okay.
20 of them going in
Mm.
one direction up the hill, up the street, and then coming back.
Great.
But anyhow, yeah. So I'm glad that today. I mean, I just kind of wanted to. I'm not saying that we don't talk about substance because we do, but
Yeah.
today I just said let us just start off with how we're really feeling because people want to. We don't. We're past wanting to hear just the fluff. We want to hear what you're going through and how you made it through.
Right.
And for both of us, I know is getting in that Bible, our Bibles, and praying and calling out to
Hmm.
God and saying, Lord, just pull me through this or help me. And it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
anything major because He's here for everything. Don't save
Right.
Him for the big jokers.
Yeah.
He wants to be in all the details of your everyday life.
That's it. That's it.
You know.
Hmm.
So, anywho, wow.
Mm.
So we have 15 more minutes left. How is your garden? What's that? What was that? What was that nursery rhyme? Da, 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 how did your garden grow? What was that? What was that song?
That sounds like seashells. I don't know.
It's not Mary. Mary, Mary, quite contrary.
How's your garden grow?
I don't know. Anyway. So
Yeah.
how is your garden? What's going on there?
So I've got tomatoes growing, and I've got one individual squash by itself. I've got carrots in there, kale, bok choy still. Half my bok choy is kind of like sprouting up, like kind of going home.
Did
I
you take a
call it.
picture of your? Because at least if you have a picture that you send it to me, maybe I can put it up here and we can see the garden and talk about it.
I will. I will. I can do that.
So when the person comes in
let me see if I
to care for Pop, hopefully you tell them, hey, you might have to sit in there and watch television with them or something, because
all I can say is she's the person that I actually wanted in the first place, and she makes me feel so comfortable. She and I have a relationship. We used to do pottery together. I knew that she did home care, home health care and CNA work before, so it's something about being able to leave and feel like
she's gonna have it under control. Yeah.
I have it under control indeed.
And to know that I'm sure she knows that he's, they're all prone to falling, but he's been, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was going to initially have her come on the 31st, but long story short is I'm going to have her come. Anyway, she's coming. So that's fair. And
coming earlier,
just not that day. Next day, the next day.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find my photos, and it's showing me photos from May. So this is May over the years. I'm trying to show you a picture of the garden, like you said. But
that could be our surprise for next week.
I can do that. Absolutely do that. Oh, yeah.
What?
I'm looking at that flower that I showed you.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to see that flower, go to her. She's Ajua, on TikTok. And she is posted over there.
Just as many A's as you see on the screen now.
Oh, I don't see it.
Oh, it's 4 A's, JUWAH.
Yeah, and I know.
Like,
but,
Jua.
Yeah. All right, my dear. We don't have to stay up to the last minute. We could unwind. And see, now all of a sudden I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot now.
Baby, is that personal something? Plus, you got your hair down. It's not off your neck. Something about your neck being free.
I know.
Just a little bit of air being able to come through. It's like, good.
But you know what? I sleep now. I don't sleep with my scrunchie. I used to sleep with my scrunchie. Now we're going back to. Let me go see if I can click back to. We've been talking about the locks here, because so I used to sleep with all my hair. As you can see, my gray coming back in, way up here, like all my hair in a ponytail. What's it called? My daughter used to call it pineapple, right? Mm-hmm. But there's something about the stress from here, So now I just take all of my hair and I just kind of fold it over and fold it up, and I put that silk cap on there, girl.
Yeah.
And that's the best sleep ever, because there's no tension. I just shove it up under there, put the cap on, and I'm good to go. Usually I have on my earrings. I don't have my earrings on today, but yeah. So, and that's how I sleep, So, but I told her I guess once I get to where I'm going in June, I might have them cut my hair. Maybe.
But not everybody can cut you. You can't be. You got to. I know the price is gonna be right, but it's like you can't be having everybody nilly in your hair.
That's true. But look, I'm ready for like half of that right there to be gone, so it can be the same length all the way around. And then
yeah.
Plus I have the thicker ends from being, you got the
from the start.
You want them to be able to pull them through. So these ends are kind of thick.
And and mine look kind of like just curls, like if you can see it, it's just like curls at the end.
And mine was like that for a while, and I still have some that are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw a picture of my trip to Belize 9 years ago. 9 years?
You know what? Belize is a place that I guess we'll have to start taking some sister trips, because I knew a girl from Belize when I was at that church in Tampa, and I always wanted to go there. And
girl, I can live there. I could live there.
But they have the dollar. I looked at that, but there is something about their economy, and when the dollar crashes, because I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I'm prophesying anything, but I'm just saying that those places that have and take only the dollar, that's going to be even more dangerous for a place, you know. I think there's something in the mail though. Let's see, what is it? You know how, girl, you like me, you order stuff and then it's like, what did I order?
Yeah, of course.
And then I'm so excited. I know I said we're gonna go, but I was so I forget that I ordered it, and then I get home and all you want to hear is, oh, you have mail. And so I was home for like 3 hours and I looked over, I'm like, what's that? And my name was on. I'm like, honey, why didn't you tell me I had mail? He said, oh, he's like, you gonna open it? No, because now I don't.
It's a man thing. It's a
I'm like,
man
now I don't
thing.
want to open it. I'm gonna open it when I get excited about it again. So I like, then I went to bed. He's like, you gonna open it? I'm like, nope. So,
Oh Lord.
no, that's how I do. What in the world? Map of history. Master book. Girl, I don't even.
Is your name on that box or is my name on that box? You know.
Say again?
I said your name on that box or is my name on that box?
Well, I thought I saw what? Because you don't.
Listen, have you ever had like a whole list of people you've mailed things to, and then all of a sudden you realize you mailed something back to to someone that you had on that list, and it wasn't you? I've done that.
Oh, I've opened my daughter's mail before. Because
Well,
because her, I don't know, her. What's that? Some cleaning solution?
Is Germex hand sanding? And it smells like lavender.
Oh, I love anything that has to do with lavender.
I know.
I don't remember ordering this. Maybe somebody ordered it for me, but then they did it under. They didn't do it under my government name. That's how I know when my medication comes, because it comes in my government name. Somebody said, "What's your government name?" I said, "Well, if I wanted you to know my government name, then you would know my, my government name." But every once in a while I'll be out and somebody else will have the same, and I'm like, "Oh, what's your middle name?" To see if it matches mine, because it's a lot. I really do not remember ordering this.
Let me see it.
I'm trying to get it open. It's like it's not even, because sometimes am I clicking on stuff by accident? Oh wow. So biblical is like a chart of whoa.
Girl, let me go online and see if I order something. So that's kind of familiar.
But why would you order it under my name?
Well, I got something under here under your daughter's name on my thing. I've got, because baby shower, I got something under here for our nephew under his name. So it's like, I don't know. But anyway,
all I have to do is go to TikTok and look, because that's everything I order is under TikTok. And sometimes it's like impulse. But this is talking about Noah. And I've always wanted the genealogical, and it says Noah and it says Japheth and it has Shem, and it shows the whole genealogy. I guess I don't think I expected it to look like this, but I do kind of remember. And then I forget when I order it. I need to start putting in red on my calendar. Order this on this day, and it should be here on this day. But it says Master Book, a division of New Leaf Publication. So it looks like it was gonna be like a Monopoly game, because look how tall it is.
Yes, that's a good size.
So, wow. Okay.
Well, send me the link and I'll order it too.
Girl, okay, let me see if I can. I gotta go find it on TikTok first.
No rush.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Anywho, my dear, God bless you. I'm gonna go eat the rest of my salad from yesterday.
Oh, God bless. God bless.
Whenever I think of whenever I think of family barbecues now, I'm like, I feel like we've been robbed of. I know I've said this many times before, but hamburger and hot dogs, it's like that's not even real food. It's food, but it's not real. It's not like, what's that? Okay, we in our family now. Our dad used to throw down on some baked beans. Like he made.
We were just talking about that. So I said, you know what? Our cousin is using his recipe on a regular basis. I think you have the recipe also, but I never got the recipe. I said, you know what? We need to sit down and do the recipe and do it together. So we're gonna go ahead and get one of those pots. Yeah. And I said, where did his bean pot go? So, but yeah. So long story short is that we just spoke about that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was excited that you just brought up
the beans, and then there was egg pastina, which is another very interesting dish that. How many families have egg pastina?
Yeah.
You know, of course,
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be just right because you can get sick from it, right? But anything with mayonnaise in it can make you. So I'm just saying, we don't have
And
like,
shrimp.
now it would be cool to, like when your family, your husband's side of the family, or my husband's side of the family, everything Jamaican. Like there's nothing like you would really barbecue except for like the what I know, but I'm just saying when his family would get together when your kids were younger,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of food would they make? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They had a specific, you know, whole dish of favorite things. It would probably wasn't basically hamburgers and hot dogs is what I'm saying.
Right.
So yeah, you have beautiful nails too.
Actually, this one is actually broken, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's our father's fingernails.
yeah, true,
Took his nails.
true that. Yep. So anyway, opened up my mail on camera with you, and that, yeah, synchronology chart, synchronology, synchronological, synchronological chart,
Okay.
map of history.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we thank you for being in the room with us. We thank you for there actually is one person in the room with us, so we do totally appreciate you. And thank you for being in here. Just start from the beginning because it wasn't really a rant. It's just that there's a lot of people that I know, young people that are trying to make it through their day. They're trying to make their paychecks stretch.
Yeah, that part.
And I was like, maybe we should have had that one girl on here. I think I knew her. She said she was in the same state that I'm in, and she's on TikTok. So I don't know, but just sharing some of our, we raised children and we did the homeschool, we did the stay at home, and we did the work thing, and we've done all between both of us. We've done just about all of those things,
Yeah.
and raising our children. And so,
Mm.
yeah. So I guess you should be helping to pack one pack up shortly, right? Are you going to go and help pack? I know the movier's going to come pack. We don't have to say names or anything like that or locations, but that should be coming up, right?
I have a little bit I need to really pack up for is we got my church has a yard sale coming up.
Yeah.
And I usually give one of those big not laundry, but lawn bags of things, clothes usually in the house.
Mhm.
And so it's like my perfect time to weed things out. They ask for things gently used. I'm like, okay, I can do this. So it's my, not my excuse, but yes, my excuse to thin out the way I should some of these closets.
Yeah, and some of the stuff we both have tags on them, but I was saying that you have one of your children that's moving.
Working on that part right now. The paperwork on the move is like, how some people are with it. You get all the information for one place, and now they're saying, well, I don't know if we can do that one place. You might have to go to this other place. Same state. I'm like, can you guys get your stuff together so this person can, so my family member can get themselves together so they can get their kids together.
Right.
Think in my head, okay, so I gotta go to shop. Girl, I have so many things in this TT shop. It's like ridiculous. It's like, I need to commit, either buy it or get rid of
Girl,
it.
I just keep mine five items away from 99 and I'm good. That's the trick. Keep your cart 5 items below 99, and then whatever you go to save will always be able to, you'll be able to save. And now they have, you can remove something and save it for later. Now you can remove stuff.
So what happens if you don't if you have like 101?
Then you gotta put it in remove from the cart. But it lets you save it for later. Just like Amazon, you're allowed to save stuff for later. I'm not sure when they put that in there, the option, but I'm like, oh, you's about to be moved down. You yeah.
That's funny right there.
So let me
I'm
see.
trying to figure out what happened to my TT on my laptop, where now I'm having to redo it on here. Last logged in. Oh, it says logged in. Okay, so let's see how many I have in this cart. Girl, my cart has 82 things in it.
Girl, mine has 99 plus. So I'm a professional.
Oh, there's a cute little shirt that says Yahweh on here.
Hey,
I sent
a picture for that I found, and now I know how to make a post and then save it for tomorrow at 3:00.
You do? Well, listen, you need to do a tutorial.
I know. So there's an option. So I put this one. I found the picture. So last week, it says time to go live, 1 p.m. TikTok and YouTube. Oh, but anyway, so it was for today. It was talking about today, so it came and it went live by itself. So sometimes when you see me post something, it's because I did it from last week and I posted it for today.
That's really neat. Yeah.
I worship and I love Jesus. I worship.
I love it. Our friend, she says, "Oh, I don't like it when you use the filters." I'm like, sometimes when you get older, you need a little bit of filter. Yeah, this is the I'm not saying, you know. I'm like, oh, thank you. I love it though when people give us their
criticism.
Yeah, they're full, you know, they're full.
They're unsolicited criticism.
Or their advice. I love it.
Okay.
Because it made me think, like, okay, I don't need to be doing this often, but maybe every once in a while. Because sometimes I'm up at 7 o'clock. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning for a 7 o'clock live, and sometimes I don't know how to do it on my whole live, but I do know how to do it for a 15-second, clip.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, sis, I'm gonna go eat my my salad. And
all right.
Or yeah, we do have to have a tutorial. We'll have to get back on a different day because you saw that one, right? This is a new one. It says Jesus and coffee, and so I'm inviting people to my 7 a.m. I forget that
I haven't seen that one. I have to go back and go through your things and have a look-see and start liking some more stuff.
So I have a crown in my hand over here and a Bible in the other hand, and I'm saying, "Come on in, so we can have a Bible talk."
Yeah.
Or I can read the Bible to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. What day would you be available to do like a little tutorial? You could ask me questions and I can figure out how to show you.
We can do it this afternoon if you want to. This evening or Thursday. Thursdays are good. If I don't have my grandboys.
So let me eat. And what time is it now? It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Maybe we could do it at 4 o'clock if my right, give us some time.
Yeah, like four my time. Let's see.
That would be 5 my time. Well, I still kind of want to be able to sit in front of the window, so we'll talk offline.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being in the room. You can go into the chat and say where you're from. We would really love that. And thank you for coming in. Bring some more friends. Share. Where's my thing that says like, comment, and share. We appreciate you so much. Come back and visit us again next Tuesday at 1 p.m. live. Peace.
Peace.
Love. And
blessings. Did you close your eyes this time?
For a second. I did for a second. Yes, I did. All right, guys. We love